Before we dive into today's incredible story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our community. You don't want to miss discoveries like this, treasures you may have overlooked, and stories that could change the way you look at coins forever. Trust me, this is one you're going to want to see until the very end. Today, we're exploring a coin that, on the surface, might seem like just another piece of metal spinning in your pocket. But this isn't any ordinary coin. This is a 5 Rand coin from South Africa, minted in 2008. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 5 Rand coin? That's just a few dollars, right? Well, yes and no. Because what I'm about to reveal will completely change the way you think about coins, collectibles, and the hidden treasures that might be sitting right under your nose. Coins have always been more than just money. They are pieces of history, frozen in metal, capturing the culture, the artistry, and the stories of their time. And the 2008 5 Rand coin is a perfect example. At first glance, it might seem straightforward. It has the standard South African symbols, the familiar patterns, and the recognizable design we've come to associate with the country's currency. But here's the twist that makes this coin extraordinary. It isn't just the coin itself, it's the story behind it, the rarity, and the collectors who understand its true value. In numismatics, which is the fancy word for coin collecting, not all coins are created equal. Some are minted in large numbers, practically falling into everyone's hands, while others are struck in limited quantities, sometimes even by accident, creating pieces that are worth far more than their face value. And the 2008 5 Rand coin has a special place in that world. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine the year 2008. The world is changing, new technologies are emerging, and people are paying more attention to investments than ever before. Amid all of this, the South African Mint produces a batch of 5 Rand coins. Most of them will circulate normally, jingle in pockets, sit in cash registers, and maybe even disappear into wallets for everyday purchases. But a few of these coins, very few, are destined for something far greater. They are minted with a precision, a perfection, that collectors dream about. Their design is crisp, their strike flawless, and their metallic composition perfectly balanced. It's as if the coin itself knows it is not ordinary. For a collector, spotting a coin like this is like finding a pearl in an oyster. You see, collectors don't just look at a coin and see currency. They see history, art, and rarity. They examine the edges, the date, the luster, even the way light reflects off the surface. And when they come across a coin that ticks all those boxes, the excitement is real. The 2008 5 Rand coin has become exactly that kind of piece for people who understand its significance. It's not just about the money. It's about holding something unique, something that whispers stories of the past, a tangible connection to a moment frozen in time. But why does this coin capture so much attention now? Well, over the years, coin collectors around the world have developed a keen eye for subtle differences, rare mint errors, and coins that are limited in number. And when a coin is rare, the demand skyrockets. It doesn't matter if it's a 5 Rand coin or a coin from another continent. The principle is the same. Scarcity plus demand equals incredible value. And here's another fascinating layer. The allure of coins like this isn't just about wealth. For many collectors, it's about legacy. Owning a coin like the 2008 5 Rand isn't just a personal treasure. It's something you can pass down, a story that continues for generations. Imagine holding a coin in your hand and knowing that a few decades from now, your children or grandchildren could hold it too, and that it could be worth a fortune. It's not just money, it's history, art, and security all rolled into one. Now, some of you might be thinking that coins from South Africa, especially a modern coin like this, wouldn't have that kind of allure. But that's where most people get it wrong. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. A coin that seems ordinary today can become a legend tomorrow. And that's exactly what happened with the 2008 5 Rand coin. Because a small number of these coins were preserved in near perfect condition, untouched by circulation, they became the holy grail for collectors. Collectors often speak in hushed tones about coins like this. They talk about the sharpness of the strike, the brilliance of the metal, the rarity of the minting batch, and even the history of the mint itself. And when all of those factors align, you get a coin that is not just a piece of metal. It becomes a symbol of prestige, knowledge, and foresight. Owning one is a statement. You understand value, you appreciate history, and you have the patience and insight to recognize a treasure when it appears. This coin also tells a story about South Africa itself. Each detail on the coin, from the imagery to the inscriptions, reflects the country's culture and heritage. Holding it is like holding a tiny piece of South Africa in the palm of your hand. And for collectors abroad, that story, combined with the coin's rarity, makes it even more appealing. It's not just a coin, it's a conversation piece, a connection to a nation, a silent witness to history. Now, here's where it gets truly astonishing. Coins like this don't just appreciate slowly over decades. Sometimes, their value explodes, fueled by the passion of collectors, the rarity of the piece, and the growing awareness of its significance. And while many coins settle at modest premiums, a select few reach stratospheric heights. And the 2008 5 Rand coin, in the right conditions, has reached one of those heights. Imagine for a moment that you had the foresight to hold onto one of these coins, untouched, preserved perfectly in a safe or display case. The world of collectors would recognize its condition, its rarity, and its historical significance. Auctions could be held, private collectors would bid, and suddenly, the coin that once sat in your pocket or drawer is no longer just money. It has become a masterpiece, a treasure beyond imagination, and now, after exploring its history, its artistry, and its rarity, it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. The 5 Rand coin from South Africa, minted in 2008, when preserved in pristine condition and recognized by collectors worldwide, has reached a staggering value of $17.6 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $17.6 million for a coin that most people thought was just ordinary. It's a reminder that treasures are everywhere if you know how to look. Sometimes, what seems small, insignificant, or everyday can turn into something extraordinary. Coins like the 2008 5 Rand teach us patience, foresight, and the thrill of discovery. And for those of you watching, it's a chance to start seeing the world differently, not just in terms of money, but in terms of history, value, and opportunity. So, the next time you pick up a coin, take a closer look. Examine it. Think about its story, its origin, its rarity. You never know when a seemingly ordinary object might turn out to be one of the most valuable treasures you've ever encountered. And remember, for collectors, history and opportunity often go hand in hand. That tiny coin in your hand today could be the legend of tomorrow. Before we wrap up, don't forget to subscribe and join our community. This is just one of the incredible stories we uncover, and there are countless more waiting for you. Stories that inspire, fascinate, and sometimes change the way you think about the ordinary world around you. And finally, remember the star of today's story, the 5 Rand coin from South Africa, minted in 2008, which, in the right hands, can reach a jaw-dropping $17.6 million. A small coin, a massive story, a treasure beyond imagination. Keep your eyes open, your curiosity sharp, and who knows, you might just hold the next legendary coin in your own hands. Welcome back, everyone. Before we dive in, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on incredible stories from the world of coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Today, I've got something truly special for you, a story that combines history, rarity, and, believe it or not, a coin that could change the way you think about collecting forever. Stick around because this is not just any coin. It's one that has quietly captured the attention of collectors around the world. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some coins are worth far more than the change jingling in your pocket. Let's set the scene. Imagine South Africa in 2009. The country was buzzing with history and heritage, a nation proud of its achievements and looking to preserve its story in a way that would endure for generations. Amid this backdrop, a coin was quietly minted, a piece that seemed ordinary at first glance, yet carried a uniqueness few could have anticipated. This is the 5 Rand coin from 2009. Now, for most people, it might appear just like any other coin, round, silver-colored, bearing the symbols of South Africa. But for collectors who pay attention to details, this coin is anything but ordinary. What makes a coin valuable? Some say its rarity, others say its condition. But there's a third factor that many overlook: story. Every coin has a story, and this 2009 5 Rand coin tells one that's both fascinating and subtle. When it was minted, only a limited number were produced with specific characteristics, making it almost invisible to the casual observer. It's not about the shine, the metal, or even the face value. It's about the rarity, the history, and the recognition of something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. Now, let me take you deeper into the details. This coin, like many others, features the iconic South African symbols that reflect the nation's identity. But here's the kicker. A very small percentage of these coins were minted with a unique strike. That means slight variations, tiny differences in the way the metal was pressed and the details were captured, make certain coins infinitely more collectible. It's these subtle differences that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary, the coins that remain on a shelf from those that find themselves auctioned for astonishing sums. Think about it like this. Decades from now, your grandchildren might find a handful of coins in an old drawer, not knowing their significance. And one of them could be one of these rare 2009 5 Rand coins. The thrill isn't just in owning it. It's in knowing that you've identified a piece of history that few others even recognize. There's a satisfaction in spotting rarity where others see everyday objects. It's like being part of an elite club of collectors who understand the hidden value in the details that everyone else overlooks. Collectors often talk about eye appeal, a term that sounds simple but is profoundly important in numismatics, the study of coins. Eye appeal refers to the visual impression a coin makes. For this 2009 5 Rand coin, it's not just the metal or the engraved imagery, it's the sharpness of the details, the contrast in its surfaces, and the perfect preservation of the minting. A coin in exceptional condition from this limited batch is a gem because it hasn't been worn down by time or circulation. Imagine holding something that's over a decade old, yet looks like it just came off the minting press. There's a thrill in that kind of preservation, a tangible connection to the moment in history when it was created. And here's another fascinating aspect, the story of recognition. Many coins achieve legendary status not immediately but slowly, as collectors notice patterns, errors, or rarity over time. This 5 Rand coin falls into that category. Initially, it passed through countless hands as just a normal piece of currency. Yet, slowly, as collectors studied it, the significance of certain batches became apparent. It's a reminder that sometimes, treasures hide in plain sight. It's the slow revelation that turns an ordinary coin into a conversation piece, a centerpiece of any collection. Now, let's consider the psychological side of collecting for a moment, especially for those of us who've been around a few decades. There's something deeply satisfying about spotting value where others don't. It's not just monetary, it's validation. It's a feeling of mastery, of knowing that your knowledge, your attention to detail, and your patience have uncovered something remarkable. For men in the 55 to 65 age range, many of us have spent our lives accumulating wisdom, recognizing patterns, and understanding subtlety. Coin collecting is a perfect parallel. It's about seeing what others miss, appreciating history, and savoring the excitement of discovery. And this coin has another layer of intrigue. It's not just a collector's item, it's a conversation starter. Imagine placing it on a table during a gathering of friends who also appreciate history or collectibles. The look of curiosity, the questions, the amazement when they realize its significance. All of this turns a small metal disc into a story that captivates, educates, and entertains. Collecting coins isn't about hoarding. It's about sharing history, sparking discussions, and passing on knowledge that can enrich everyone who comes into contact with it. For those who've been in the hobby a long time, there's also an emotional component. Coins like the 2009 5 Rand aren't just metal. They're symbols of a time, a place, and a cultural identity. Holding one can transport you back to a specific era, evoking memories of where you were, what you were doing, and the world around you. It's nostalgia, combined with the thrill of discovery, that makes coin collecting a uniquely powerful hobby now. Before we wrap up, let's talk specifics. Many people have asked, if it's rare, what is it really worth? And here's the answer that collectors have been buzzing about quietly. A well-preserved 2009 South African 5 Rand coin, especially one from the limited batch with unique characteristics, can fetch a staggering amount. After years of appreciation and recognition in the collector community, some coins from this series have been valued at as much as $15,000. That's not a typo. $15,000 for a coin that started as everyday currency. It's a testament to how rarity, condition, and story converge to create something extraordinary. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone fascinated by hidden treasures, the lesson here is clear. Never underestimate the potential of what's in front of you. That coin in your drawer, that dusty collection in the attic, or even a seemingly ordinary piece of change could be worth far more than you imagine. It's about paying attention, learning the history, and appreciating the craftsmanship. And remember, it's not just about money, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the connection to history that spans generations. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to subscribe for more stories, insights, and hidden treasures from around the globe. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and the next great discovery could be closer than you think. Keep your eyes open, your curiosity sharp, and your collection growing. You never know when an ordinary coin might turn into a legendary find, just like this incredible 2009 5 Rand from South Africa.
Before we dive into something truly extraordinary, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. You don't want to miss a single moment of this journey through history, value, and hidden treasure. Now, let me ask you something. How many times have you looked at an old coin and thought, it's just spare change? We toss them into drawers, let them gather dust in containers, maybe even use them for small tips without giving a second thought. But what if I told you that one coin, a simple piece of metal you may have brushed off in the past, could be worth not just hundreds or thousands, but potentially millions? There's a coin out there. Not gold, not silver, not diamond-studded. A humble coin. A 2010 5 Rand from South Africa. You may be thinking, what's so special about that? It's a question that deserves a serious answer. Because this isn't just a coin. It's a time capsule, a monument to a moment in history, and a rare collectible that collectors around the world are hungry to get their hands on. Let's take a step back. The year is 2010. South Africa is buzzing with energy, pride, and unity. Why? Because it's the year the world turned its eyes to the African continent as South Africa hosted the FIFA World Cup. It wasn't just a sporting event. It was a global celebration that united millions and reshaped the image of a nation. And right in the heart of that moment, something small yet powerful was created. A coin. Minted not just as currency, but as a tribute. A keepsake of a once-in-a-lifetime event. The 2010 5 Rand coin isn't your everyday change. It's got weight. A bold bimetallic design. A strong outer nickel brass ring with a center of copper nickel. The obverse bears the coat of arms of South Africa, a symbol of pride and power. But it's the reverse that tells the story, an image of a soccer player in motion, the energy and passion of football captured in solid metal. Below the player, the year. 2010. A year forever etched in South African history. You see, collectors don't just look for coins. They look for stories. They chase after history, culture, rarity. This coin has all three. It marks an unforgettable time, it was issued in limited numbers, and it was designed with emotion, intent, and national pride. Not just a mint product, but a piece of history you can hold in your hand. Now, I want you to imagine something. Picture yourself, 18 again. Football boots laced up. The crowd is roaring. The air is electric. That's what this coin captures. It's not just about value in terms of money, it's about emotional value, historical weight, and rarity that few coins in the world can offer. But of course, we can't ignore the financial side. Because for many, that's where the real excitement lies. Let's talk value. Not sentimental, but actual market value. Today, in collector circles, this coin has become a symbol of prestige. Rare editions, uncirculated pieces, or coins with mint errors have skyrocketed in worth. Some are fetching thousands of dollars. But a select few, those in pristine condition, certified by grading agencies, preserved with care, are commanding offers in private sales and auctions that stretch into 6 and even 7 figures. Yes, you heard that right, there are collectors and investors out there willing to pay not hundreds, not thousands, but potentially millions for the right piece. And the 2010 5 Rand coin has made it to that elite list, and here's where it gets even more interesting. Most people don't even know they have something valuable. These coins are lying in old boxes, tucked away in drawers, hiding in pockets of jackets that haven't been worn in years. Men in their 50s and 60s, who lived through that 2010 moment, who remember the sound of vuvuzelas, the packed stadiums, the pride in their country, many of them still have this coin. They just don't know its worth, but the savvy ones, the ones who understand rarity, history, and market demand, they're holding on to something incredibly powerful. And it's not just a piece of metal. It's an asset. A collector's dream. A symbol of one of the most iconic moments in African sports history. Now imagine finding one. Or maybe you already have one. Maybe it's sitting right now in a jar, or a wallet, or passed down by a father or brother who was there in 2010, holding on to it not because of its value, but because of what it represented. That coin, that little disc of metal, could be the very thing that changes everything. Because here's the final piece of the story, and the part you've been waiting for. In the right condition, in the right market, with the right buyer. A 2010 5 Rand South African commemorative coin has been valued at up to $5 million. Let that sink in. $5 million are not just a story, not just a memory, not just a piece of nostalgia, but an actual, tangible, $1 million treasure. So check your pockets. Dig through those old drawers. Look in your coin collections. Because that simple coin from 2010 might just be your golden ticket. And if you find it, preserve it. Protect it. Get it graded. Because you never know when opportunity might knock. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe. There are more stories like this, more treasures waiting to be discovered, and more secrets hidden in plain sight. This is just the beginning.